Good afternoon, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progressives. And given that tonight is the long-awaited Our Revolution live stream that many are waiting with bated breath to see what the direction is and see how they can get involved with Bernie Sanders' next phase of his political revolution, I think it's important for us to kind of set some expectations and also discuss this idea, this concept of a wasted vote. So I have been actively campaigning for Bernie Sanders now for about a year, and now that this has obviously come to an end in terms of his political aspirations for the office of the White House, it's important to understand what our options are. So I have been actively fighting for Jill Stein of late, and some of the lower info voters come around and say that a vote for Jill Stein is a wasted vote. And, you know, I thought about that, and it's like, well, shit, am I wasting my time voting for Jill Stein? Am I wasting my time, you know, fighting for a third-party candidate when, you know, the structure is such that they really have very little chance of actually winning no matter what, no matter how hard I work? It's kind of like, you know, why am I doing this? What is the point? You know, and somebody talked to me that, you know, helped me see the light, and I'm going to hopefully be able to translate that for you all. What they told me was this. They said, listen, no matter where you are in a state, no matter where you are in the country, when you vote, if you're not the winning vote, if you're not the one that casts the one vote that puts the candidate you're voting for over the top, or if you're one of the extra votes beyond the one vote that puts them over the top, by the logic of saying you're voting for Jill Stein is a wasted vote, then that's a wasted vote. So in other words, let's say you vote for Hillary Clinton and she's winning by one vote, and you're the second vote that puts it over the top. That's a wasted vote by that definition, right? So why waste your vote on a sure thing? You know, she's got it, right? Hillary's got it. So there's no reason to vote for her now. You guys, there's no reason. She's going to beat Trump. So if you want to go by that logic, who cares how you vote, right? Well, wrong. There's a bunch more at stake than just winning the election. And I'll start with some of the low-hanging fruit that we should all know by now, unless we're junior varsity politicos, right? Number one, any third party you're voting for, if they get 5% of the national vote total, then they get federal matching funds for the following election. That's pretty important, right? So whether she has any valid chance of winning this time is almost irrelevant. I'd like to believe it's relevant, but let's just say it's irrelevant. We're setting up a third party for 2020. If not, you're back at square one, ground zero, doing the same exact wasted vote conversation in 2020. And it will self-perpetuate every single election cycle until you realize that what better time than now? Now's the time to take advantage of it and vote for a third party to help them get the funds they need to compete with the big dogs that don't listen to us anyway. The other thing, the gerrymandered, polling, right? The polling that's out there that's completely FUBAR, that we know isn't accurate, etc. Well, if we sit there, even if we're voting for someone else, if when they call us, we tell them that we're voting for Jill Stein and we support that no matter what, then all of a sudden we get the progressive candidate up on the debate stage, right? So that's not a wasted vote. That's not a wasted moment. That's absolutely beneficial to democracy no matter what you're doing. But then let's go to the next level. For all the campaign issues that we have fought tooth and nail for over the last year, Hillary Clinton doesn't support any of them. No matter how much we talk about the greatest platform in the history of mankind, Hillary does not support them. And even if she does pay lip service to them, at this point in time, we all know that she doesn't ever stick to what she says. She has absolutely got an agenda, and that agenda has nothing to do with you, I, or the rest of the 99%. It has everything to do with who her handlers are above, with their 100% of all the wealth. Those people right there are who she serves. She does not serve you and I. And no matter how nice Bernie Sanders is trying to work with her, she does not support us. Now, if you thought for a minute that, oh, don't worry about it, Bernie's got a plan, we can help make Hillary do the things that we want to make Hillary do. Well, ask yourself this. If that's the case, then why aren't we doing it now and stopping Obama from championing the TPP? I got time. Answer the question, if you can. If you can't answer the question, then you need to ask another question. Why is it that Democrats never ever go against their own? Why is it that they're petrified to stand against the sitting president? Why is it that they're afraid to actually take on the tough issues when they've got a sitting president in office? If you can't answer that question, you got no business telling anybody how to vote. But I can answer that question for you. They stick together. They have no interest in the issues. It's about power, and it's only about power. And they're transactional politicians, meaning they will say anything, they will do anything, whatever it takes to get reelected. Once they're elected, then they've got the excuse factory. Oh, well, the Republicans made me sign the bill that cut food stamps. Oh, the Republicans are blocking universal health care. No, that was the Democrats. No, the Republicans are blocking this. The Republicans are blocking that. Oh my God, the Republicans are so difficult. And then the next 4 years come around and we got to fight again against the boogeyman. So no. So the wasted vote concept is a lie. The only way we can actually register our true displeasure and register what it is that we actually believe is to vote our values. Otherwise, it gets confused because we're voting for the lesser evil all the time. So they have no idea what it is that we really stand for, because when we actually vote, we don't actually stand for it. So don't tell me you stand for these things if you're willing to vote for a murderer, a warmonger, a liar, a fraud, a cheater, a piece of garbage. Don't tell me that you stand for progressive values if you do that. And Bernie, I hope to goodness that we can uncover some serious dirt that shows that the reason you're sitting there championing Hillary is because they threatened you or some other thing. Now, I understand you're trying to work within the system. You're trying to keep as much power as you can to affect these issues. So that's why I'm not harsh with Bernie. That's the only reason why I'm not harsh with Bernie. Because I respect the fact that he took it on. What I disrespect right now is as we go into tonight's Our Revolution, I worry that many of you are weary of this battle. I worry that many of you are afraid of what tomorrow brings if we're not falling in line. Even now, as you sit there and you say your fists are up in the air, ready to fight for revolution, I worry even now that you are getting weary of the battle. I worry now that if Bernie tells you it's okay to vote for Hillary in this live stream tonight, that somehow or another, the opportunity of your weariness, your tiredness, the battle fatigue of a long primary will give you the cover that you think you need to sell out and vote for the shill. I got to tell you, it doesn't matter how tired you are, a vote for Hillary is a vote for death. No matter how much you think you can control her, Obama has proven point blank, you cannot control them. They do what their bidders say. Obama has told everyone, I don't care if you like TPP, be ready, it's coming. You want to tell me how you can control Hillary? Show me with Obama. Show me that you can control Obama now. He's a lame duck president. Show me you can control him. Stop the TPP. Until then, don't you dare lie to me and tell me that you have any power to control Hillary. You don't. Once she's in there, it's too late. It's too late. And then your values lost. The whole shooting match is over. We've got no leverage. So now what are you going to do? How are you going to force her to be progressive when she's out there actively courting her brethren in the GOP? Tell me how you're going to corral her. You're not. So it's time to remember that your vote isn't wasted. You're fighting for a bigger purpose. And that purpose is to ensure that the Democratic Party has competition in 2020. It's to ensure that we don't have to eat a shit sandwich next time. It's to make sure we can give them the hi-ho silver with the middle finger and say we're done with you. If you don't vote for Jill Stein and help her, whether you like her or not, you will be stuck with the same two-party nonsense in 2020. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you don't solve it now, in 2020, you have nothing to sit on, nothing to stand on, nothing. And we don't make enough money to challenge the 1% trying to get a third party at the end of the day. We don't. So we need those federal matching funds. We need to get them on the stage. People are dying today from these policies of neoliberalism. People like Donald Trump are coming into power because of neoliberalism. It has marginalized far too many Americans to successfully pull out of that without some major changes. And the only way we're going to do that is to challenge the duopoly. There is no fixing it from within. There isn't. Now, we may be able to make some modifications, but not without a serious threat of abandonment. If they don't really feel like their power is at stake, they will literally not give a shit. They don't care. So you've got to think about what the greater good is. And the greater good may not be winning the election. The greater good may be blocking Hillary Clinton and then having everybody united to fight against Donald Trump. That might be the greater good. Because he can't do anything. Remember all the bullshit you were told about how Obama couldn't get anything done because of the Tea Party? Do you remember the lies and the bullshit? Now, one or the other. He was either cock-blocked by the Tea Party and therefore was rendered irrelevant, or B, he went along with the Tea Party. You take your pick, one or the other. Either way, it's the blueprint for tomorrow for us. Either way, it's the blueprint for tomorrow for us. So there is no such thing as a wasted vote. You vote your values. The only wasted vote is voting for someone you don't believe in. Is for voting for something that you strongly disagree with, like sending our kids to war, or fracking, okay, or corruption and pay to play. If you believe in those things, then you've got your people, man. Hillary and Trump are there for you to vote for. You don't have to worry about anything. They're corrupt as hell. They'll fit right in with your plans. But as for me and my house, we aren't going that route. We're voting for the greater good. We're voting our values. And we're trying to get someone on the debate stage, and we're trying to get federal matching funds for 2020. And we're not going to stop. Today is the first day of our lives, and it's going to keep going for the next 4 years to make sure that there aren't any last-minute surprises, that we have a plan in place for the next go-round. Folks, this is a long-term battle. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't let yourself get swept away and thinking anybody, including Bernie Sanders, can control Hillary Clinton when she's in the White House, because he absolutely cannot. He absolutely cannot. He doesn't have that power. If he did, he would stop Obama right now in his tracks and prevent any more talk about the TPP. Just remember that. Bernie has been right for 40 years. He said it over and over again. You see his track record. Vote after vote after vote. Video after video after video. And what happens? They ignored him. They have ignored him. And you think Hillary is somehow or another going to suddenly realize that the people that paid her way in, the 1%, are the people she needs to fight? Are you really thinking that? I hope not. That's really, really, really stupid. Really, really stupid. Everything Bernie said up until the endorsement was correct. Don't forget it. Don't allow yourself to get sheepdogged into supporting what you know to be reprehensible. Support the greater good. There is no such thing as a wasted vote if you vote your values. There's bigger fish to fry than this election. This is Steve with Real Progressives, hoping you wake up and smell the coffee. Have a great day, folks.